Biography of Ruth Handler, the creator of the Barbie doll. Barbie is one of the most famous brands and favorite characters of girls all over the world. As you can see, girls' clothes, hats, bags and shoes are mostly covered with this image. In fact, Barbie is a doll that appears in various characters and is loved by children all over the world. With a simple suggestion to her husband about making this doll, Ruth Handler was able to significantly improve the average financial situation of her family. Ruth Handler was born on November 4, 1916 in Colorado, one of the southwestern states of America. Ruth Handler married one of her high school classmates named Elliot Handler in 1938, and together they moved to Los Angeles. The result of their marriage was a daughter named Barbara and a son named Kent. The beginning of Ruth Handler's career. Ruth Handler's husband decided to enter the furniture industry with new types of plastic. With the beginning of this work, Ruth also worked as a sales manager and contract registration. After a few years, Elliot, with the help of his partner Harold Matheson, set up a frame workshop in a garage located in Southern California and named it Mattel with the combination of Matheson and Elliot. Making doll houses. Elliot started making dollhouse furniture using scraps of photo frames, which were made of a type of compressed plastic and wood chips. Ruth Handler, who was working at Paramount Pictures at the time, took a suitcase full of dollhouse accessories to a store on the boulevard near her workplace one day and managed to get the first order for her husband. And his equipment earned more than making photo frames. So they decided to focus on this. The formation of the idea of the Barbie doll by Ruth Handler. In 1956, Ruth Handler got the idea of making dolls from the place where her daughter Barbara was very interested in paper dolls, and she played them in the role of adults. At that time, most dolls were made in the form of young children. Paper dolls didn't fit well and the clothes didn't fit well. So Ruth Handler decided to make a 3D plastic doll with the body of an adult and dress it up in beautiful clothes. When he presented this proposal to Elliot and Harold, they refused. Because they were of the opinion that parents do not buy dolls that have a luxurious appearance for their children. Ruth Handler's acquaintance with the Lili doll. During the holidays that year, the Handler family went on a European trip, and Ruth came across a German doll called Barbie that looked exactly like the idea she had in her head. The Lili doll was first sold in Germany in 1955. This doll was based on a popular comic strip character. Lili was a well-known lady who knew what she wanted. Of course, this doll was not very suitable for children and was mostly considered a gift for adults. But gradually it became popular among children, because the children enjoyed dressing up the doll with the separate pieces that were next to it. The doll of Lili was an example of the same design that Ruth Handler wanted to make in the Mattel workshop. That's why he bought 3 of these dolls from a Swiss shop. He gave one of them to his daughter and took the other 2 with him to the motel. Implementation of the Barbie doll design by Ruth Handler. After he returned to his home country, he gave his design to his wife again, and this time Elliot agreed to produce a few samples as a test to see how it would sell. Ruth Handler designed her doll with the help of an engineer named Jack Ryan and named it Barbie after her daughter Barbara. This doll was made in Japan and was first released on March 9, 1959 in New York City. The first Barbie wore a black dress with white stripes and sold about 350,000 in the first year, quickly becoming the #1 girl's toy in the West. Handler believed that Barbie should have the appearance of adults. The shape of Barbie has been changed and updated many times. After the Mickey Mouse character was introduced by Disney Animation, the Mattel workshop invested heavily in television advertising. Television commercials were made for Barbie, which brought fame and fortune to the Handler family. In 1961, the Mattel company produced the Ken doll, a boy with brown hair and stylish clothes. The name of this doll was chosen from the name Kent of Handler's son. In 1963, the Mitch doll, and in 1965. The Skipper doll were also made and added to the Barbie and Ken dolls. The Mattel company stopped its production in 1964 after acquiring the Lili doll franchise from Germany. Handler was suffering from cancer, but he did everything he could to fight this disease. Although Handler had retired from his position in the Barbie factory, he still offered ideas to improve the factory's work process. In 1980, the first Spanish Barbie and Black Barbie were produced. This is because the Mattel company intended to play a suitable educational role and respond to all interests and tastes in various roles. For this purpose, Barbie doll entered the market with more than 80 different jobs such as teacher, pilot, nurse, veterinarian, soldier, archaeologist, driver, etc. In the 1980s, Ruth Handler presented the idea of Barbie and the Rockers, for this purpose, in 1987. She wrote the movie Barbie and the Rockers. Barbie was the first doll to experience a marketing strategy based on television commercials. It is estimated that more than 1 billion Barbie dolls have been sold in more than 150 countries of the world, and according to the claim of the Mattel company, 3 Barbie dolls are sold every minute. This doll was sold for only $3 at first, but now each original Barbie doll made by the Mattel company is worth about $4,500. Death of Ruth Handler. Ruth Handler died of cancer on April 27, 2002 at the age of 85. His wife Elliot died 9 years later at the age of 95. Summary: Ruth Handler, born November 4, 1916, died April 27, 2002, was the creator of the famous Barbie doll. Barbie is a doll that was produced and released on the market in March 1959 by the Mattel company. Mrs. Ruth Handler created this doll inspired by a German doll named Bild Lili.